Welcome back you scrub lords. Today we are doing a review on... Oh my f***ing god, why is that so goddamn loud? If that intro wasn't enough, then you know that this week we are covering the first SBAA vehicle of the series. I'm sure that many of you are asking right now why I don't normally cover SBAA vehicles. And the answer is because they all are, with the exception of the ZSU-57 and the Kugelpanzer, designed to do one thing: shoot down planes. Now I can hear you trying to make the argument that all tanks are designed to kill other tanks.
Isn't that cute? But it's wrong!
But no, many of these vehicles were designed to work in tandem with infantry and destroy many other targets other than tanks. Also, there are many ways of killing a tank, and if you want proof of that, I challenge you all to marathon all 36 of my unicorn reviews. As for shooting down aircraft, it's pretty simple. You shoot it and it dies. However, since so many of you people can't figure out how to flak, I will show you with the Flakpanzer Gepard, the new tier 5, 8.0 battle rating SBAA that's basically a leopard with a turret the size of Denmark slapped on the top. And a radar spindly thingy that doesn't fucking work because balance. Also, by the way, all the footage that you are seeing today was recorded in a custom battle, and many of the aircraft I'm engaging are not the normal sets of aircraft you can expect to meet when driving this vehicle in random battles. In any case, let's get on with the review. Starting as always with the mobility, it's basically a leopard, so there isn't really much to say, except it's faster than a goddamn G-Wagon and will allow you to quickly switch flanks and cap objectives, as long as you don't get spammed by rocket dildos from across the fucking map. However, it should be mentioned that the turret traverse on this and many other tier 5 SBAAs makes the S-Go aimbotters look like fucking amateurs. With a maximum targeting skill, you can increase the horizontal turret traverse up to a maximum of 90 degrees per second and boost the elevation up to 42 degrees per second, meaning that you can track a fucking SR-71 Blackbird going at Mach 9000 in a perpendicular flight path to you and still gain enough lead to shoot them down without problem. So in other words, this thing is fast as fuck. And in the hands of a good SBAA player, it's basically a fucking aimbot. I know the past few weeks I haven't been covering much in the way of vehicles that have any armor, but this vehicle doesn't have much in the way of armor either. The best armor on this vehicle is only 50mm, meaning that any vehicle at your tier could kill you without much difficulty. But if you are hunting tanks in this vehicle in the first place, you are doing it wrong. As for the armament, it is equipped with twin 35mm Oerlikon autocannons which have a combined rate of fire of about 1100 carriages per minute, meaning that you can basically fill an area with 35mm produce and do ridiculous amounts of damage to incoming aircraft. However, one of the biggest downsides of the vehicle is its small ammo count of only 680 rounds, meaning that staying in the fight for long periods of time becomes an issue. As a result, if you want to keep up your barrage of explosive sausage rounds, you will need to stay close to cap circles, so you can resupply your ammo when you inevitably run out. And when you do resupply, find a good place to hide, because the best reload you can get on this thing is 50 seconds with an ace crew. As for belt choices, you get 3 unlockable options: an explosive cabbage focused belt with 1 frozen bratwurst round, a bratwurst focused belt with 1 explosive cabbage round, and an AP belt with 1 super hardened sauerkraut shell every 8 rounds. The standard broads have penetration of 63mm at 100 meters against flat stellinium, and the sauerkraut rounds have a penetration of 110mm at the same distance. But because there is only a total of 85 sauerkraut infused rounds in your entire 680 round belt, going tank hunting like a Kugelpanzer is not advised. Also be aware that with the exception of the stock belt, each full belt costs 6600 silver lions a reload. That's a grand total of around 10 credits per shell. So be prepared to lose money if you don't make your ammunition count. In regards to crew skills, focus on leadership, targeting, tank driving, and keen vision. As for modifications, start with parts: turret drive, FPE, the HE belt, the semi-AP belt, recruiting what's left of the male population, elevation mechanism, the HVAP belt, and adjustment of fire. At the end of the day, you are going to spend most of your time stationary, so the mobility upgrades are not required. You can also skip adjustment of fire if you want to, so your weapons create more of a shotgun effect. As for how you play the Gepard, it's going to be the same as most other SBAAs. Find a position with a great view of the sky and the surrounding approaches, so you can see incoming enemy aircraft before they see you. When the enemy gets within about 1 kilometer of you, open fire. Now there are 2 ways to lead an enemy aircraft. You can track it or ambush it. Tracking is exactly how it sounds, where you actively lead the target with your guns by walking your fire in with tracers. Ambush is where you fire a burst into the air ahead of the enemy aircraft and have them fly into your produce. There are ups and downs to either strategy. The advantage of tracking is that it's easier for players like myself who suck at SBAA to shoot down incoming aircraft. The downside is that it wastes a lot of ammunition and can cost you a lot more in the long run. As for ambushing the enemy, the advantage is that it saves ammunition and allows you better situational awareness. The problem is that it's really only effective if you are intimately familiar with your weapon's ballistics and the enemy pilot isn't paying attention and doesn't take evasive maneuvers. Good jet pilots at Tier V are masters of the ambush leading strategy, which works well because most aircraft have either a really high rate of fire or focus on sheer stopping power, meaning that with the proper lead you can take out the enemy in one pass. As for Tier V SBAA, these same aiming strategies apply as well. So if you want some good practice with these vehicles, I highly suggest you take them into custom battles. It's fun, and it doesn't cost you anything. So there you have it, the Flakpanzer Gepard. Now get out there and show the enemy what a true aimbot can do.